Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Joshing Around Milwaukee. As always, I'm Josh Albrecht, and with me is...
Hey, it's Josh Albrecht.
That's right, and today we have a very, very special guest, Yussef Morales, founder of the Puerto Rican Festival.
Two Joshes are better than one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Two Joshes having some fun. 'Cause two Joshes are better than one.
Thank you guys for having me. I
How we
appreciate
doing?
it. I'm doing really good. How you guys doing today, Josh and Josh?
That's right.
That's right.
We got you in full stereo today.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And we're excited to talk about the festival and it's sort of getting a little bit of the history of it and what people can expect and why it's become a really cool element for the city to bring people in from all over the world and also to let residents celebrate together, right? So if you wouldn't mind, just start us out. Like, how did it begin? And
a little history.
So we started the Puerto Rican Festival in 2013. I was doing shows before that, I was doing the shows at the Rave, and we were doing all these concerts. But there was no Puerto Rican Festival. And me, I'm the type of guy, I go to every single festival in the city: Polish Fest, German Fest, India Fest. I mean, I'm at all of them. So for a while, and my family were really big on music back in Puerto Rico. My uncle's like one of the world's biggest drummers, and so I've been around festivals my whole life. Yeah. And I just seen the gap. I was like, hey, we got to do something about this because we're going to Mexican Fest, we're going to all these other festivals. And there's a lot of Puerto Ricans here in the city too, with the culture. And not just for the Puerto Ricans, but I think everyone likes some Puerto Rican culture. If you've been to Puerto Rico, and you love the food, I think it's something that you should experience. If you can't travel to Puerto Rico, then let's bring it to Milwaukee and add it to the city of festivals.
That's what we're about. Yeah, celebrating cultures.
Yeah, so that was kind of our start. I didn't know how to do Photoshop, so I made the first flyer. It was horrible.
Was it in like Word?
It was in Word, and it was like a template I bought for like $10 at the time before Canva and before all this stuff.
Microsoft Paint.
Yeah. I would take it to the restaurant, and they would laugh at me like, "What the heck?" I'm like, "I'm learning, but this is the vision." But yeah, it was. We got a lot of love right away, and it became more like of a Puerto Rican thing, and which wasn't the goal. The goal was to expose everyone to the Puerto Rican culture. So we started slowly growing, and now it's becoming this thing where everyone's coming, and they're coming to use it as a tool to learn about Puerto Rican Festival. And if you can't take that trip to Puerto Rico, you can come down to the festival. You can try all the food that you can find in Puerto Rico. We have over 20 vendors of different food, Puerto Rican food. And just the culture, the dance, the bombi plena, the salsa, all these things that you could just come down to the festival and experience. Not everyone, can take that trip to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So that was kind of our vision from the beginning. It's like, all right, the city's getting exposed to all these cultures. Let's bring our culture in here. Because I'm a real big believer that Milwaukee is like the melting pot, and we're in the Midwest, and a lot of people say Milwaukee's segregated, but to me, I don't believe it. We all have our cultures, and then it comes together in the summer, and you can kind of, and I felt like there was like a gap for the Puerto Rican Fest or Puerto Rican culture. So that's why we were like, all right, let's get this going. And we started really small under the 35th Street Bridge. And we had over 2,000 people that year. And I had barely anything. We had four porta potties, and it was just an idea.
It's not enough porta potties.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you crazy.
It's not that math does not check.
No, 4 porta. And I'll tell you a crazy story. We didn't even have security, and I got the car shows to wear our security shirts so that people think we had security.
Oh wow.
So it was over
literally
100.
like fake it till you make it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Gave out all free shirts to the car show that said security. They wore them all day. So people were like, man, you had a lot of security.
You felt so safe.
Yeah, but we had none of that stuff. So it started something idea, and now we're growing to something different. We're sponsored by the Milwaukee Brewers this year. VISIT Milwaukee supporting us a lot. U.S. Bank, Children's Hospital, and everyone's kind of bringing their own piece, to the festival, and it's just been amazing to just experience it and I think it's helped just like the community also just embraced like the Puerto Rican culture, and now you get to see like all these Puerto Ricans come out of nowhere, like they were hiding, like the Puerto Rican lawyers and the Puerto Rican judges and all the business owners. And they're like, oh crap, we're being represented now.
Yeah.
So we have kind of our own identity on top of just being Milwaukeeans. It's just been really cool just to experience that.
Yeah, that's such a great way of community building and togetherness. And as you said, we're city of festivals, so Milwaukeeans know how to come together and have a good party.
Yeah.
And also congratulations, man, just on that success.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't think people understand and appreciate enough when you tell these stories of how these things get started.
Yeah.
And like you said, small, that's not small, which obviously you found out. But to just see, now all these other businesses and organizations and everyone that is joining in on your mission and what you were trying to do, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, to me, it's starting from just an idea that me and my wife had, and to see it grow to over 140 vendors this year. Our vendors come back every year. We've helped 4 of the main Puerto Rican restaurants in Milwaukee. They started at the festival. That's how they raise their funds.
Holy cow. That's
year.
Awesome.
Yeah, and now they're open. And just so many other businesses that come in, they share their products and share their services. People get to enjoy it. And, some of these people get to see 8,000 people in one day that they don't get to see all year. So we do it for not just the culture, but help some of these businesses grow. We do a big promotion campaign all over the Midwest. So we have people flying in from Minnesota, Iowa, and just these different communities that we spend time in to get them to Milwaukee. So it's just became like this machine, and we're only 11 years in. I can only imagine if things keep going the way they are. My goal is to be the top 3 Puerto Rican festival in the country after New York and Chicago and stuff like that. So but that's the goal. Bring people from all over and book the hotel rooms. And now we're getting to that point where we are booking hotel rooms now and slowly getting there. So it's been an experience.
Seeing the growth of people.
And for a guy like me, I came from Puerto Rico. I learned English here. We were the first family here. My brothers are now police officers. My mom's a teacher. My dad's a welder for 20 years. So we are like the typical Puerto Rican family that came with nothing. We were the first ones here. And now one's a cop. I'm doing a lot of community stuff, during the day. What I do for a living, I work with the youth. So it's, I'm like, damn, we're like a real Milwaukee, that just came here from nothing. And we've been
a success story.
Yeah. So it means a lot to us.
Well, it's great that you're giving back to and helping other entrepreneurs, get their start or get exposure into the community, helping to share their stories and lift them up. And that's such a cool opportunity. When you were putting the first one together back in the day, and you just had your little flyer, and you're like, "Come on, buy in, everybody." What were some of the first things you're like, "Hey, if I'm going to do this festival, I have to have X, Y, and Z to represent the culture right away"? Like, what were the first touchstones that you were like, "I have to have them year one"?
To me, it was just community, just getting a lot of the people in the community involved in this, and just having those businesses that are like, "Hey, I can't pay the fee right now, but I can support. So come on in and let's work together." And just getting the whole city to just support us. I never wanted it to be just a Puerto Rican thing. Like, this is for the Puerto Ricans. The whole thing was about, let's spread the culture. People have to know how good this food is. People have to know how amazing it is, or just the people are, and the dancing and the culture, and just, that spice that, the Puerto Ricans kind of bring to everything. It's just, that was my main piece. Make sure that we cover the culture, the food, and just the unity of it. So that was the main thing. And I think we've been growing every year, and it's been working. And now to see so many people just share the festival. I mean, we have over 10,000 people saying they're going on the Facebook page from all over. So it's pretty cool to to see.
The word's getting out.
Yeah, the word's getting out. Yeah. And some of the people from Milwaukee that have gone to Puerto Rico, and they're like, "I've been to Puerto Rico. I'm going to the festival."
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see.
So it's right on Lake Michigan, right there. Tell us about the setup. Like, what do you have? A couple of music stages? Like, what's it look like when you're there?
So we're at Veterans Park this year. We have 2 stages. We have a really big stage. That's our main stage. And we have a lot of headliners from Puerto Rico. We flew all of our acts this year from Puerto Rico. We have a second stage that we'll be having a lot of dancing. So you'll see like the bomba y plena, the salsa classes, the bachata classes, and just different classes that you can take for dancing. We have a third small stage that's our cooking stage, and it'll have like throughout the day just different cooking classes that people can come see and learn how to cook some Puerto Rican food. And we have a lot of big companies that are bringing big setup. Visit Milwaukee's bringing their huge setup. Milwaukee Brewers, they're bringing in a batting cage, and they're bringing in a huge setup.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. So it's and that's just some of it. We have our services departments. We have a lot of businesses that are coming that have services, community services. We have our youth groups that are coming and setting up their youth stuff all day long. The stage is just going, food all day long. We have our history tent that you can walk into it's a dome. I'm pretty crazy, guys. I ended up buying an inflatable club. I bought it online.
I love it.
Alibaba. But we've turned it into a history. Yeah. Alibaba, man. We got it like a couple weeks later, but it's our history dome. And we're going to pretty much just promote all of the stuff that the Puerto Rican culture, like the Puerto Rican people have done since they got here in the 1940s. So you'll see some pictures of some of the foundry workers that were Puerto Rican. Yeah, and some of the ones that worked in the breweries as they were growing, and just kind of show some of that stuff, and some of the history and the politics, and just kind of give a platform to some of those older folks.
If someone's only got even 20 minutes, where do they got to get down there to see and experience?
If you have 20 minutes, run down and get a line on the food. Just if you got get down and get some of the food.
Give me one food item, one item that is like the quintessential. I went, like there should be a shirt that says I went to the Puerto Rican Fest and got blank.
A pincho. So it's a shish kebab, but they're made a little bit different. Some of them are pork, some are chicken, but the shish kebabs for Puerto Ricans are a little bit different, how they put the bread on it. And of course, arroz con gandules, the rice with beans. You want to make sure you come down and try that. But there's a lot of more exotics too, like arepas, which is like they I'm not a cook, man, but I know how they make it. But they fry these. Yep. Like capurias are a big thing. So these are some of the more like exotic foods that we do have. Yeah. We have restaurants, 2 from Chicago coming. We have 2 from Miami that are staying the night from the day before.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm sorry. You said arepas, and I was like, I'm sorry. And I like drifted off.
They're good, man. So there's a lot. I mean,
focus back in. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that come down just for the food, and then they'll end up staying all day long for the music. We allow chairs, so we have a lot of the older folks that bring their lawn chairs, and they come early and they sit up in front of the stage. That's one of our biggest things.
Yeah,
I know eventually we'll probably really get commercialized after you grow, but right now my goal is to really keep it like a family thing. Yeah. That's why we allow chairs.
Yeah, try not to lose that.
Not to lose that. Yeah, I love the community vibe.
I know it's cool, but
it's hard.
That makes it unique.
It does, and the older folks they love it, because we have the younger folks, they love the reggaeton music. They come out and listen to it. But then the older folks and people that are not Puerto Ricans, they like to enjoy the whole everything. So they'll stay and experience it. Yeah. So that's why we're like, hey, bring your chair, sit down, come in early, and some of them stay there from 11 all the way till we close.
And so you said, your family has embraced Milwaukee. Yep. It's your home. We think Milwaukee's got a ton of cool momentum right now. Lots of amazing things happening besides the Puerto Rican Festival.
Yeah, for sure.
What's giving you that like fresh city vibe? Like what's giving you awesome vibes right now in the city? What are you experiencing out there that you'd love to tell people about? Maybe it's a hidden gem, a cool new place.
And not to be biased, but I just think VISIT Milwaukee is doing an amazing job with everything going on. They've just the platform. They've been helping so many events this year take it to another level. So I've gotten to experience a lot of those events. The Harley Fest going on today. To me, it's a whole bunch of stuff, man. Even the air show. Just seeing the city grow, all the new buildings that are coming up. It's just exciting. Seeing the bridge lit up every night when you're driving. It's an amazing thing.
That's one of my favorites.
I love it. Driving by Potawatomi and seeing that stage out there that they did, just everything going on, even the new skyscraper they just announced. Yeah. It's just so many people that are like, I don't know but I love seeing Milwaukee grow. I love everything that's going on. I'm one of those guys, I go to every single festival, and I communicate with a lot of the different festivals. But yeah, I think I don't know if I could pick something specific, but just the growth. And I think everybody's like, you guys always say they're collaborating, and you're just seeing like these events like ours just go to another level. And I think the whole city's like really rocking and rolling right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty special time to be in Milwaukee, and obviously, love hearing the growth of the festival. If someone wants to like plan, Josh here is a big planner. So he's been talking on his food. He wants to get a map. He wants to like look it up online. He's gonna make a list.
I got to make sure.
How do people get? You can go on prfestivalwisconsin.com. You can buy tickets there. Our map should be on there. We'll put a final one probably on there this week, but there's one that we've been putting together now. But if you go to prfestivalwisconsin.com, you can buy tickets. You can see our schedule. You could even follow our Instagram. It's Puerto Rican Festival. We ended up getting the name. I don't know how no one had tickets.
How did you get that? Yeah,
I have no idea, but it worked out. But it's Puerto Rican Festival. You can go on there. You could always contact me, Yussef Morales, on Facebook. But mostly everything's on our website. All of our social medias are pretty updated. But if you got to plan your day, I would go online, get your tickets ahead so you're not stuck on the line. And then at the end of this week, you'll see our food vendor list also on there. So in case you already have some of the food vendors you want to go try out, you can go.
And full family friendly, kids
full family friendly. Yep, kids under 13 are free. So bring the kids, and we have over 15 bounce houses for kids, obstacle courses.
Kids and Josh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna need one. So really, how many did you say this could be?
there's about 15 bounce
So
houses.
there are 14 bounce houses for kids.
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
Just Josh all day long.
And then
We
I'll
got-
be in the 15th
Yeah,
one.
we got the exactly.
Be
Yeah,
roped
yeah.
off. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
go in that one. That one's for me.
Yeah, in the kids area, we have
Who's this guy?
Josh,
Just watch him. It's fine.
Josh, I'm gonna expect you then, man. We'll expect you all day volunteering
That's
in
right.
that one bounce house. Yeah, but the kids area, we have our kids stage also that'll be doing kids stuff all day long, and just all of our vendors. We make sure that they have things for kids, all of them, because we want parents to stop at those vendors and get some information or just be active. So we've been really communicating with our vendors about just having activities for children so they can all day long. We set it up really cool. We actually put our bounce houses in the kids area in the middle of the park so that parents could feel safe and let the kids run around while if they want to stop by or make a long line at one of the vendors. And it just sets a great vibe when you walk in and you just see all the kids in the middle and everything around it. It just it's worked out really good.
That's
Gives
amazing.
the parents a little bit of freedom. The park is open, but we do just like Harley Fest, and we close it down with the fencing.
Yep.
I know last year I didn't think about this, and there was a mom that had an autistic child, and she came up to me. She said, "I thank you so much for this because my son would run into the lake. He's just everywhere." So a lot of parents, they appreciated that, and it just makes it a little bit safer for us in the times that we're in.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, making events like that accessible for all is what's great and important. Make everybody feel comfortable and welcome.
We have free parking. There's some parking. It's $5. The rest is free parking. It's a heck of a day.
Man,
It's going to be great.
What's the big finale during that day?
We have a really big artist that's coming in from Puerto Rico, Daniel Diaz. You can look him up. He's got over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and he's one of the. I want to be like the festival that brings the next guys that are going to be blowing up. Last year we had Cristian Alicea, who's not blowing up, and he's doing a world tour. And the guy that we're bringing in, he's like the next guy up but his music is won't be playing out, so it's a lot of culture music that you're really gonna feel. If you want to feel those congas and that old African dance, then that's one of the guys you want to come out and.
Very cool.
And it's just a beautiful scene when you see the sun going down. Our stage is right in front of the
Just close your
skylight.
eyes. Just picture this. Right?
Yeah. Just close your eyes,
Yeah,
man. It's
just picture
nighttime. You have a bunch of lights everywhere. Puerto Rican food smell. Beautiful Puerto Rican women and men everywhere. And you just see the stage and the sun's coming down. The beautiful skyline of Milwaukee behind you, and the main artist just going with his congas. It's just going to be an amazing, amazing show.
Love it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your passion, not just for the festival, but it's obvious that you have passion for the entire city and bringing the community together. And so we appreciate what you do, helping
appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, helping to make the city amazing. So again, if people want to get more information on the festival, it's
PRFestivalWisconsin.com.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you so
guys
much.
for having me. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh.